Hello there, friends, and welcome to episode 32 of That One Gaming Podcast. I'm Colin, otherwise known as Delicious Morsels, and here today we've got Lucas, aka Carn-Evil9. How are you today, Lucas?
Doing good.
Excellent. And we've also got Neil, better known as VMK89. How are you today, Neil?
Pretty swell.
Very good. So, if you're new to this podcast, welcome aboard. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, Google, or one of the many other podcasting platforms out there where the three of us get together every other week to talk about a variety of topics in the world of gaming. And if you are on Discord, there is a link to our Discord server down below in the description. Free to join, and it gives you the opportunity to talk with us and interact with the podcast. Hope to see you there. This week, we are introducing a new style of episode dedicated specifically to indie games titled Indie Sample Packs. In these episodes, the three of us have each chosen one indie game for us all to play, just enough to gain an early impression. Then we offer those impressions to you. As such, we're not reviewing these games in their entirety, but instead discussing whether or not they'd be worth your time based on the first few hours of gameplay. For this episode, the games in question are the classic Mega Man-inspired game
Rosenkreuzstilette.
Yeah, that. By erka ES with localizations handled by Darksquid Media. The Sonic the Hedgehog-inspired Freedom Planet by GalaxyTrail. And the action-packed rogue-lite dungeon crawler Hades from SuperGiant Games. Whether you enjoy anime waifus, furries, or uncomfortably sexy deities, this episode has something for you. But before we get to that, at the front of the episode, we do like to talk about just what we've been playing over the last couple of weeks. So, Lucas, have you been playing anything other than these three games the last couple of weeks?
Yes.
Been
Been continuing my playthrough of Earthbound.
Nice.
I have escaped one at. Thank God. That very first town in Earthbound is very grindy. Especially like this going from after Buzz getting murdered and you're on your own again. Yeah, you're only at, I think, maybe like level 2 or 3 at most by the time you are turned loose upon the world, and that makes it very hard to deal with the sharks, which are a street gang of kids in shark costumes, basically.
Yeah, I think that's where I left off when I started playing on my humble brag physical cartridge copy of Earthbound when I got it last year. Just based on the walkthrough, the next chapter on my walkthrough is like something loan sharks or something.
Yeah. And they give good experience once you can start beating them in big chunks, but like just that little bit of getting through the sharks and beating Frank is a bit of a grind. So, yeah, once I beat Frank and his robot Frankenstein Mark II, it's quite a bit easier, even though you're still by yourself. You don't meet up with Paula until you get to Tucson. So.
And then there were Tucson.
Yep. And then after Tucson is the town that they had to change the name of.
Oof.
And the English version, it's Threed. Is
it threesome in Japanese?
No.
Oh.
It's Threek, spelled with a K.
Oh.
So you can kind of wager a guess as to why they maybe wouldn't want to have a town named 3 with a K on the end.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
It's already bad enough in Tucson. You have to deal with a cult of men wearing blue robes.
The mother franchise just loves living on the edge.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Sometimes to its detriment, which is why we still haven't got another 3.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we got a re-release of Earthbound.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's great.
So yeah, aside from Earthbound, I've also been playing Rosenkreuzstilette, Freedom Planet, and Hades. One of those significantly more than the other 2.
Yeah, probably. I could wager a guess which one.
Yeah, me too.
What about Neil? Have you been playing anything other than our 3 discussion games today?
Minecraft, and that's it. We recently got 2 new members. I think I mentioned this last week.
Yep.
Or last time. So yeah, and a bunch of people have come back to the server. Well, I wouldn't say a bunch, but some people have come back to the server, and have been playing fairly regularly. So server is lively. So all is good.
Nice.
Well,
Cool.
It's always great when the server is lively.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what have you been playing, Colin?
Well, a couple weeks ago, like
I know the answer.
yes. Well, I was flipping through the PlayStation Plus Extras catalog of games a couple weeks ago, shortly after we recorded the previous episode, just looking for something to play in between games, sort of thing. And I stumbled across The Messenger, which I've been wanting to play it for a while because coming out later this month, the game Sea of Stars, which is a classic retro-inspired turn-based RPG, inspired very heavily by the likes of Chrono Trigger and, in particular, with the combat system Super Mario RPG. The developer behind that game, their previous game was The Messenger, and the 2 games are actually in the same universe, even though they're radically different games.
I've had this on my wish list for years at this point.
Yes, it's very, very good. The Messenger is a retro-style action platformer, kind of loosely based on the classic NES Ninja Gaiden games.
Yeah.
Where you play as a ninja, just named The Messenger, and basically you are tasked with taking this scroll to the top of this mountain to save the world, because at the top of the mountain there are 3 sages that are going to bestow upon you special powers to save the world from this demon that is invading. But what's really cool about it is, like, it starts out, it's just a classic, like, 8-bit 2D action platformer. But then midway through the game, once you reach the top of the mountain, you think that's the end of the game, but that's not actually the end of the game. And some really cool things happen after that I'm not going to say, in the off chance nobody's heard about the sort of twist midway through the game.
I have not. So now I'm really excited to buy this game.
It's really, really cool what this game does halfway through. Like, it's the gameplay itself, at least for the first, I haven't played past, once I got to the second half of the game, saw the twist. I haven't picked it up since because I got distracted by the next game I'm going to talk about. But it's deceptively easy at first, but as you go along, it gets more and more difficult, and some of the platforming challenges get more and more difficult as you go. It's not quite as forgiving as, like, Celeste was, where every time you die, you just start at the screen that you were just on. But the checkpoint systems are still pretty fairly spaced, so you're not, if you die, you're not missing too much progress by dying and stuff, and there's no lives or anything to have to worry about game overs or stuff like that. So you just kind of, at most, you have to trek through an extra screen or two if you die, sort of thing. So it gets a little bit challenging, but the boss fights are all super fun. The entire game has this like really, really sarcastic tone about its story and its characters and the way they all interact with each other and your main character. And it's every single time I get to a boss fight, I just break out laughing with how they interact with the main character. It's a wonderful game. I absolutely recommend this. If you like old school action platformers, like the old Ninja Gaiden games, or even like Mega Man and stuff like that, just these linear action platformers, check this one out. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Sure sounds like the Lucas game, all right.
Yes. And very topical for this episode in particular, being dedicated to indie games, because it's also an indie game.
Yeah.
So put The Messenger on your radar, because it's really good.
I'm bookmarking it now.
Do it. Good. Yes. And then the other game I've been playing, so last weekend was what they refer to as the Fan Fest for Final Fantasy XIV, which is just a giant convention where all the main developers from the game come to, like, I think it was in Las Vegas. And there's just a giant celebration of Final Fantasy XIV. Everybody goes and they do like cosplay, and there's like a cosplay contest. But most importantly, that's usually where they reveal like the next expansion in detail. So they just revealed last weekend that the next expansion for Final Fantasy XIV is titled Dawn Trail. And it comes out in the summer of next year. So I saw this. The trailer looked absolutely awesome. And I'm still over here at the time in the patches between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. And I'm like, I have a long way to go if I want to play Dawn Trail next summer.
Yeah.
So I renewed my sub for Final Fantasy XIV, and I have done nothing but play Final Fantasy XIV for the last week, and it's been awesome. I just dipped my toes into Heavensward. Finally!
Yeah.
Finally in Heavensward!
Yep.
As of last night. I stayed up until like midnight last night because I'm like, I'm doing this, and I did it. And it's
F it, he ball. F it, he ball.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm finally in Heavensward. I haven't done any of the story quests in it yet because my first task when I got to Heavensward was picking up the Machinist class, which is a ranged DPS class that uses like flintlock rifles and stuff as their weapon. And I wanted to get out of my tank role because I was a paladin, and it's just I don't have a lot of MMO background, so just tanking was a little bit too high maintenance for me personally. So I was like, I want to kind of get into a more chill kind of DPS style role, and like the Machinist is that. It's just really, really chill. It's only really got one rotation of moves that you had to worry about. It's just a 3-move rotation, super easy, and really all you do is you just hang back and vibe and just pew pew with your guns and stuff, and it's super fun. I'm really enjoying the class. It starts at level 30, thankfully. It doesn't start at level 1 like some of the other classes do. But I still had to get up to 50 before I can resume main story quests again. But I've already got it at 38 as of just after the couple hours I put into it this morning, so it's going pretty well. I'll be up at level 50 by midway through this week, I think, or maybe even faster than that. I don't know, depending on how much more time I get to play. But Final Fantasy XIV is really good, guys. You should play it.
Maybe.
It's free all the way through frickin' Stormblood, which is the second full expansion for the game. That's a lot of frickin' content that they're just giving away for free. It's just absolutely crazy because I think, yeah, that's That's hundreds of hours right there that you
Yeah.
get just for free. It's crazy. You should play it. It's really fun.
Am I going to get trapped in a benchmark again?
Not if you don't download the benchmark and download the game itself and play the game. Do it. Download the free trial. It is free. It includes all of the award-winning A Realm Reborn, as well as the award-winning expansions
Please don't
Heaven's
summon
Word
a Lucas Linux copy
and
pasta
Stormblood.
again. Oh gosh.
And the level cap is 70. I'm not even at 70 with my main class yet. Like,
Wow.
it's crazy how much they give you for free. Just, it's so much fun too. I love Final Fantasy 14. Just today I was doing the duty roulette, which is just a random queue of all of the dungeons that you've unlocked up to your level, and it just randomly pairs you with a group of 3 other players, and you just go through dungeons and you get bonuses to your EXP in this playlist just for completing them and stuff. So it's really good for leveling up fast. And one of the parties that I spawned into was 3 Lalafels, which are the really, really like short race. They're like basically a Lalafell is the size of a toddler. And I am a Mijote, which is the cat race because cat supremacy. The answer is always cats. And so I'm like regular person size. I spawn into a party where my 3 party members are all the size of a toddler. I am the only like full size adult in this room. And it was just, I bust out laughing so hard when I saw my party members for that dungeon. They were so little, tiny little murder machines. It was great. Oh, I love Final Fantasy 14. It's such a good game. I wish I would have just picked it up earlier and played as these expansions came out, because I would just be ready for Dawntrail by now instead of having to play through all of them in the course of a year. But it's doable. It's like they've done a lot over the years to streamline the main story quests and stuff so it doesn't take as long. They've taken a lot of the filler quests out of the main quest line, so that way you really only get like the stuff that's pushing the plot forward, which is really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're here to talk not about award-winning MMORPGs that everybody should play because it's absolutely free to play, but we're here to talk about indie games on this episode. So let's move on into our Hey Listeners segment.
Hey, listen!
And let's hear what some of our listeners have to say. So this week, I was just asking for indie suggestions, because rather than asking for people's thoughts on the specific games that we're talking about, I thought it would be better if these episodes were just kind of more of a place that you could go to get some suggestions on some indie games that you may not have tried out yet. So I just asked, what is one indie game that you feel everyone should play?
Cave Story.
Yes! And you can go back and listen to our episode 31, which was the previous episode, and hear all about why you should play Cave Story, which is another phenomenal indie game. But anyway, so Crystal Lily writes in, just like you can if you join our Discord for absolutely free, just like the free trial of Final Fantasy 14.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Down in the description below.
It runs on Linux because there's a Discord port for Linux.
It does.
Actually, it even runs on FreeBSD because there is a Discord client available on there too. So if you want to go even more obscure with your OSs.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway. Oh, goodness. Crystal Lily writes in, and her suggestion is the game Eastward. It's an indie action-adventure role-playing video game developed by Pixpill and published by Chucklefish. The art style is charming and the gameplay is fun as you go around learning about the mystery of the little girl your character found. I won't go into much as it's spoilers and I want whoever plays it to go in blind. The only thing I will say, and I know one of you on this podcast will appreciate it, could be, is that it has a mini game within the game that I believe is supposed to be similar to the original Final Fantasy games back in the day, JRPG style. Yeah, you have my attention. Sounds good to me. Lily continues. Now, I have not finished the full game yet, but what I've played halfway so far, it's been an impressive experience. I just wish it got more attention when it first came out because it feels highly underrated. Yeah, this Eastward has been on my radar for a little while, namely because it does also include have a physical release that I've been eyeing on PlayAsia.com.
Okay.
And I've been meaning to buy that for the Switch. The art style does look really, really nice. It's very, like, it has a very illustrated look to it in a way.
Yeah.
Very, very soft colors.
Yeah.
It looks good. And that RPG style, that JRPG minigame has me very intrigued also. I definitely want to check this one out in the future. Maybe the next time I order from PlayAsia, I'll order some more.
It's like the Earthbound font.
Next time I order from PlayAsia, I'll
Earthbound font.
add this one to it.
Yeah, so the characters talking in this trailer on Steam.
Nice.
The very first one.
Interesting. Huh.
Did I ever tell you guys that back when I bought my first computer, I had set the system font to the Apple Kid font?
Apple Kid, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
It
was not great. I think I changed it back to the default.
Yeah.
And our next listener write-in comes from Sheik, and he writes, is Slime Rancher considered indie? Because that's Harvest Moon meets Call of Duty meets Mirror's Edge. A first-person shooter farmer sim with platforming elements for exploration. I think Slime Rancher's an indie game. I have played this one. It's actually really, really fun. I got it way back when Xbox Games with Gold was still kind of occasionally giving away a decent game. Way back
it is
when
literally on sale on Steam right now, but it won't be by the time this episode goes live.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good game. It's got a pretty addictive loop to it. Like every time you go out and explore, you discover more and more different slimes that you can capture and bring back to your base. And then they kind of each perform a specific task at your farm and stuff to kind of help you expand it. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good game. Another one I recommend. But that's all for our Hey Listeners segment this week. And just a reminder, if you want to write into our Hey Listeners segment, you can join our Discord. Free down below in the description. Let's get into our main topic, though. Our first game that we're going to talk about is a game that I still can't pronounce. Lucas. Rosenkreuzstilette?
Yep, Rosenkreuzstilette.
Yeah, something like that.
Blade of the Rose Cross.
Yeah. So this was your suggestion. I gotta say, both of you guys picked very on brand for each of you games, and I picked a game that was like, I've been wanting to play this game for a long time, so you guys can play it with me. That was my criteria for how I chose mine. You guys, Lucas chose Mega Man at Home, and Neil chose Sonic at Home.
Yep.
Anyway, Lucas, lead us into this a little bit. Give us the elevator pitch for Rosenkreuzstilette.
Man, but with magical girls. Yeah. So Rosenkreuzstilette, or RKS, as people tend to abbreviate it because long German name.
They abbreviate it that way in the game. It is much easier to refer to it as RKS than trying to pronounce that name.
Yeah. So you take the role of Spirita Cruz, along with her fairy companion Lily. And you are, you work for an organization called RKS, or Rosenkreuzstilette, and trouble is afoot. The other members of Rosenkreuzstilette, under the orders of Count Michael Zeppelin,
That sure is a name.
have decided to rebel against the kingdom that Rosenkreuzstilette exists to protect. And also the Count's daughter Iris gets kidnapped, and so on top of saving the kingdom from the now revolting Rosenkreuzstilette, you're also trying to rescue the Count's daughter Iris from her kidnapping. And this game is chock full, like, in addition to just classic Mega Man references, but all sorts of references to other, like, classic platforming games.
Yeah, I did one level and suddenly there were just coins from Mario, and then I looked at the top of the screen and it had like Super Mario World 1-8 up at the top of the screen and all that. Like the top of the screen was basically the top of a Mario game. I'm like,
Yep.
What? Kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. It's like, why am I suddenly collecting coins?
Yep. There's actually an achievement you get if you can collect all of the coins in that level.
Nice.
I believe it.
That would be Schwermuta, Castle Soul, Merkel, and Zeppy. Yeah, these names are all kind of a mouthful, and
Yeah,
also
they are.
very German.
Yes. Like, Rosenkreuzstilette is a lot of syllables, but once you learn how to say it, it's not that hard. But some of these other ones, like the names are...
Kind of like Asmarino, Marnica, Dyson, the Caldeccar?
Yeah.
Yes.
How you can pronounce that and not Rosenkreuzstilette
I don't know.
baffles me.
I don't know. Because I built the deck. And it was very miserable for people to play against, so I have not played it in a long time.
Yep.
Do you have anybody pithing needle as Asmo?
Not yet.
I want to see that in a tournament and have the player screw up and say it wrong and it doesn't work.
There's some really stupid loops that the deck can get into.
Yeah.
That just makes it really fun for me, but not for everybody else. Because it basically loops forced combat, but I can't be attacked because
Nice.
goad. It basically loops a table-wide goad, and it's very fun for me, but not for anyone else.
Nice.
And the worst part about it is the deck. It basically just king makes because it doesn't really have a way to win after it's down to just me and one other person.
Nice.
So so I haven't played it in a while. It's fun, but yeah. Anyway, back to RKS.
Yep. So yeah, in addition to all of the subtle nods in the levels, some of the bosses even reference other games, like Zorn Zeppelin. Her boss fight is essentially a Bomberman stage.
Nice.
They all of the bosses have a sort of desperation mode once you get them under half health, and Zorn has always kind of stood out to me because just like in a classic Bomberman multiplayer game, the outside of the screen starts filling in.
Oh yeah, that was one of the that was the only boss I actually beat.
Yeah, Zorn is the boss I usually start with first, because I just seem to have the easiest time with her. And I think after Zorn, I usually go Trawar Raid, who is a reference to Fairy Leviathan from the Mega Man Zero games.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this is the game you played the most of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Understandable.
It's a very, very Lucas game. It is very, very Mega Man.
Yes.
Like you have You have your regular attack is basically Mega Man's regular attack. You have a charge attack just like Mega Man, and then you have like the slide,
Yep.
and stuff.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is just Mega Man 3,
Yeah.
but with
Yeah.
waifus, and a
Yeah.
lot harder
Yeah.
than Mega Man 3.
Yeah. And
No.
no rewind function.
Maybe not harder than Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 is pretty hard too.
Yeah.
Maybe as hard as Mega Man 3.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the robot masters, the RKS the RKS members are a little bit easier to take care of than the robot masters in Mega Man 3, just because, you know, erka actually like took the time to properly balance the game, unlike Capcom.
Yeah.
And I mean, since we're rolling on the Mega Man 3 comparison train, this does have two castles after beating the main 8 bosses. So you go through the Count Zeppelin castle, and then there's a big plot twist, and then there is another castle that follows. And then, for your troubles of beating the game, they give you a special password that lets you play through the game again as Gralla Seyfarth, one of the 8 members of RKS that you have to fight. And she plays basically like Zero from
Nice.
the Mega Man X and later Mega Man Zero games.
Huh.
So she gets like a Mega Man X style dash. She uses her sword, the Grallschwert, and then, well, Spiridia replaces Gralla in the boss order.
What a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one I played the least of.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I'm not great at Mega Man games, and this is very Mega Man game.
Yeah.
Right up to the difficulty of it. I
Same here.
I tried all the levels and tried to do as much as I could with it, but like I beat the one boss. It was like, okay, I after that I was like, I need to take a break. And then I went to quit. It asked me to save a replay, and I thought that was just a weird way of saying save your game so you can pick it up from there.
No.
So I didn't pay attention to the password system that it makes use of, just like the old Mega Man games.
Yeah.
So I had to start over. It's like, oh no.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't beat a boss, so I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep. This game is very old school Mega Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
The save feature is a very Mega Man style password system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But,
I
like,
noticed
that
the
is-
Mega Man passwords at the end of like when you'd stop playing, and I just assumed, oh, that's cool. They're playing tribute to Mega Man and having a password and a save system.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's what I was kind of thinking too. But like,
Yeah.
all of that is to say though, like this is not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. Like, it's just more difficult than what I can personally handle. But like, if you are like super into the Mega Man games and like have that background, this is like the perfect game for you. It's
Great.
so cheap. It was like $4.
I have yet to beat this game, and this is like probably like the 4th or 5th time I've tried picking up this game to beat it. Was for this episode, and I have once again been stonewalled by the Count Zeppelin stages in the best sort of way.
Interesting.
It's like those stages are incredibly difficult, and much like the classic password using Mega Man games, entering your password that they give you during those stages sets you back at the first stage.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So it's
Yikes.
yeah, but also not yikes, because it's that sort of like perfect classic Mega Man difficulty.
Right, you don't get any more, even with like Mega Man 11.
Yeah, or honestly, even as far back as like Mega Man 8, because that let you save between individual Dr. Wily stages, if I remember correctly. Been a couple of years since I beat Mega Man 8 last. I did it. I like that game. Yeah, Mega Man 8's another good Mega. Actually, like all of the other Mega Man games are good Mega Man games, except for Mega Man and Base, and 3 because I haven't dumped on that game yet this episode. It's better than I give it credit for, though. You can also find Lily as a secret item in Traore's stage, or Traore. Even I'm a little sketchy on some of the pronunciations.
Yeah, they are very German.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like it's an older one too. Like it says it released in 2007 originally in Japan.
Yep.
And then there was a unofficial localization in 2009, and then finally there's the official localization was just recently in 2017.
My first experiences with it was with the unofficial English localization, and it was probably right about when it came out. Was I think it was like right after our friend Hunter introduced me to Megamari, which is a Toho Mega Man-like game.
Nice.
Huh.
The title kind of sounds like it would be Mega Man fused with Mario.
It's a Mega Man game, but you get to play as Marissa Kirasami and can switch off back and forth between her and Alice Margatroyd. That game is insanely difficult, even for me.
Nice.
Mostly because since it's Toho, it's a bullet hell while being a Mega Man game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then, yeah, shortly after being introduced to Megamari, Hunter linked me a download to Rosenkreuzstilette with the English patch, and I played that game to death back then, got all the way to Michael Zeppelin himself, and then at the time could not beat him. But I've suffered through worse. I mean, I did beat Mega Man 3 after all. Along with the rest of the Mega Man games. And Hunter and Neil can both confirm that. Was it 2 summers ago, I think it was, I streamed playing through all 11 plus and base.
Yep.
So I'm up to the task. It's just going to be a matter of time.
Right.
Yes.
What about Neil though? You kind of been hanging out back there.
I didn't play a lot of this one.
How was your experience?
It felt like I was banging my head against the wall with a lot of these stages. I didn't get to any boss except for the prologue boss, and I got decently far into her health bar, but then I would continuously die. And good old game over got frustrating.
Yeah.
The prologue boss it gave me a run as well. I was like, oh, I was contemplating just being like, okay, well, I got to the end of the prologue. I'm just gonna back out of here and go to stage select now and just bypass it.
Yeah, that is what I ended up doing.
I did end up beating her, but it was like very, very close to me being like, all right, I'm just gonna go to stage select now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Freudian knew all prologue boss is a walk in the park by comparison to her actual boss fight.
Oh God.
Also, I don't know if you actually tried her stage or not, but Freudia's stage.
That's the ice one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The ice stage that pays tribute to Quickman.
Yes.
In the form of those god awful quick lasers that insta-kill you.
I got I don't know how far I got into those. I think I got past. Because then don't you go to this like crystal castle type thing with a bunch of blue and green blocks? After that, yeah. Okay, I did get past the Quick Man tribute.
You got past the first one.
All right.
Yeah. There's another one later on there.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't get super far in that, apparently.
And then there's actually sort of a third one, too. Because the final room has quick lasers that... yeah. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's awful in this game because there's no flash stopper equivalent.
But yeah, so like all in all though, like Rosenkreuzstilette, yeah, I think I had it. Rosenkreuzstilette.
You had it. Just say it faster.
Yeah, I'd say it's still a thumbs up though. I mean, with the caveat that like you've got to really be a Mega Man fan to truly enjoy it, but it's a great game for people that love Mega Man. So it is a great Lucas game. Let's bounce into our next one because we still got 2 more games to talk about here. Next up is Freedom Planet. Now, Neil, this was your pick.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, it's a very Neil game because it has some very striking similarities to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us the elevator pitch on Freedom Planet?
Freedom Planet is a mix between classic Sonic the Hedgehog games, which is where it gets most of its influence from, some Mega Man X, and Gunstar Heroes. So it's very influenced by old Genesis games.
I can see a little bit of Rocket Knight Adventures in there too.
Yeah, just a bit of that too. It actually initially was going to be just a straight up Sonic fan game put together by a person named Sabrina Dodoro. And as it grew, they slowly realized that she wanted it to be a little bit of its own thing. And she ended up putting together the team GalaxyTrail, and they made it into a full-on unique game. It started on Kickstarter after it got beyond just early phases. And initially they asked for $2,000, and they ended up getting over $20,000. So it reached a ton of stretch goals. But yeah, it's not fully a Sonic game, even though it sure looks like one when you watch footage of it. It does not feel like a classic Sonic game in gameplay. There's a whole added bit of combat. The bosses are probably some of the best bits of this game. And it also has its own story, and it's all right. It's just a little overbearing to some of the plot. Some of the stuff they had to leave out of the game affects that, because starting to get towards the midpoint, there's a stage that they left out that they never finished developing, and there's a huge long bit of cutscenes in that bit where they would have had it before and after this stage that got missing. So that is where that bit of cutscenes came from. But yeah,
I was actually pleasantly surprised by this one. Actually, like you said, it does look like at a glance very, very Sonic inspired, but then when you get into it, you realize how little actual Sonic DNA it really has left in it now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a lot of it is just like the level design and just the overall kind of look of the characters sort of kind of retain a little bit of a Sonic inspiration, but really, I mean, you've got all the action combat in the game and stuff, and it was pretty good. I played the first 5 levels myself.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think I got through the first 4.
I didn't play a ton for this episode because I have already beaten it.
It's a really fun game. I just needed time for like the rest of the games.
Yes. Yep, same here. It does have like a tonal issue, I would say. I don't know if you guys experienced that.
It does seem very up and down, like as far as like humor goes.
Yeah.
Like it gets very serious, and then you have the whole thing with the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the mayor though. Like that entire scene, I was rolling for that entire scene in level 3 with the mayor, and it's like plus
Yeah.
5 sarcasm and just all the things that pop up for the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Mayor Zhao is great.
Yeah, but like there's a torture scene later on in the game, and like
Oh,
it starts
good.
with it starts with a decapitation, so like
Nice.
Nice.
it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which honestly kind of endears me to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like,
honestly, considering some of the things you've told me about the Archie Sonic comics, like that,
Yeah.
that actually seems about on par with some of that.
Yeah.
Poor Antoine stuck in a coma forever instead of just being dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was actually also surprised to find that the entire game is voiced.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
That's a very nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, given like the budget that the game was operating under and stuff, I think it's all generally pretty good. I mean, there's some cringy spots, but
yeah, unfortunately, one of the
it's got a
spots
cartoony
is...
aesthetic to it, so I kind of forgive it based on that.
Right. And unfortunately for me, one of the cringy spots is the very intro with the way the king talks.
Yeah.
Which sucks because
he was,
that's like the
he
first
was
line.
very, very upset.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you and what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I'll kill you! Yeah, he was. Yeah. Lilac also sounds like very, very serious, like all the time. She's very, very gung ho.
Yes.
But generally, I like the voiceovers. As far as like the quality of not necessarily the voice acting, but just the quality of the voiceover sound wise, it varied a bit.
Really?
Like it was, I could tell noticeably that whatever microphone the person that voiced Torque used had a little bit of a, there was a little bit of a clipping issue in a couple of his lines, and his voice didn't sound as clean as the other characters did, if that makes sense. It had a little bit of just like it was recorded through a slightly lower quality microphone than the rest of the voices. Just had a little bit of that, like, it's hard to describe it unless you're like listening to it, but
yeah,
it wasn't as
things that only the audio engineer of the group is like picking up on.
Yeah, and then also like just the levels of the voiceovers were very infrequent, or not infrequent, but inconsistent, where voices will just get louder and quieter and louder and quieter. They didn't really do much to kind of normalize that. And, like, it's a freaking $15 game. I mean, it's for what it is, it's still impressive that the entire thing has voiceovers and at all.
$15, that's like triple the budget of Rosenkreuz.
But I mean, for what it is, I mean, minor gripes with the voiceover, like editing, I guess I would say, aside, all of the voiceover work was really good for what the game is.
Yeah.
It like definitely made it a lot more relatable, like made the characters more relatable and stuff, actually being able to hear what they're saying and stuff, being able to really assign a voice to them and all that. I also love the way that they introduced Torque. It's like, I am a turtle shell duck.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They're like, what? I'm not from here.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say it's also pretty accessible too, because it's got a difficulty select, and it's actually one of those things where the difficulty select is very, very varied on how difficult it is. That was a repetitive statement. I'm sorry, but because it goes down to casual, and casual ended up what I ended up playing it through for the end of it, because I couldn't get through the later bosses even on easy. But casual is straight up you regenerate health at a very quick rate.
Oh.
At casual, I've only died a couple times because it's that easy. So if you just want to play through this game for the levels and not worry about the combat nearly as much, and especially those bosses, you definitely can. If you want to just find out what this weird story we're talking about is, you can set it to casual and also do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some great boss fights in just the first few levels that I played too. Like the Robo Panther is what it's called. Was a really cool fight. I did notice that there was a little bit of a frustrating aspect to some of the boss fights. They were just a little like, I don't know if it was just weird hitboxes or something, but it was very difficult to damage them sometimes. And certain bosses are like really, really fast moving. They never really stop moving, which was another thing. I was like, okay, when am I supposed to hit you? So I basically just started, for those fights, I would just start spamming Lilac's special, her little charge attack. And then I would just do that, run around and avoid attacks while I was waiting for that to regenerate, and just do that over and over and over again to beat those bosses. Because like some of them, like they literally just don't stop moving.
Yeah.
Did either of you play as Carol?
I didn't. Is there a way to change your character midway through the game?
There's not.
There's not.
Oh, see, I picked Lilac for the first level just because she's the main character, but I was wanting to try out Carol because the motorcycle looks like interesting.
For fun.
And yeah, it looked interesting, but like there's no way to change your character. If you could change your character at the start of each level, I think that would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the Sonic DNA in its blood.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. There's also Mila Bastet. Mila Bassett. Blah. There we go. As a playable character.
I was considering doing a run with her, but then I was watching some stuff about the game as kind of prep for this episode, and I heard that she's kind of like the hard mode.
She seems like it just based on all of her abilities. Yeah,
she has like a Yoshi-style flutter jump.
That seems really weird for a Sonic game.
Yeah, I mean, Ray in Sonic Mania is just basically the cape power-up, so it's not that unusual. But because Milia has like defensive powers, but hardly any offensive powers.
Oh. Yeah.
So, yeah. I didn't end up doing that and instead picked up my Carol playthrough from the last time I played this game years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the motorcycle is great.
I just think that's really cool that she like you can ride the motorcycle in gameplay.
Yeah. And it goes up walls.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Plus, Carol also, when the motorcycle is damaged enough that you can't ride it anymore, she has the Mega Man X wall jump as well.
Nice.
And so getting around with her is pretty fun too, despite being totally different from how Lilac gets around with her Dragon Boost.
Mm-hmm.
Which also means that the setup of like Sonic, where there's multiple paths for different characters, also works between these three characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the level design, as I mentioned, it's very, very Sonic inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the levels are also a lot bigger than Sonic levels. Like they actually they span multiple screens, as well as like in each screen is the size of a Sonic level.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, but yeah, overall the level design's really good. There were some spots where I was like, okay, what's going on here? Where am I supposed to go? Type thing. Just because like Sonic levels, you know, you're not just going left to right. You're going up, down, left, and right at times, and stuff. They're not just like a straight linear level. So there are times where you're just like, oh, where do I go? And then you had to sit there
Yeah,
and just kind of go back and forth until you figure it out.
When I was playing through, I played Sky Battalion at one point, which is the 5th level, and I was a little lost as well, and I literally jumped off the floating airship.
Oh my god, I did that like 4 times before I find out what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you're supposed to break these cannons? Because the first time I did it, I broke the first cannon. And I was like, okay, well, now what? I didn't even see the second one. But I was like, well, what the heck am I supposed to do? I jumped off this thing and died 3 times. And like, and that was the first one where there was the boss fight with Spade. So I had to keep redoing that boss fight every time I jumped off that airship. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And finally, I figured it out.
Right.
But yeah.
This game has a ton of game.
It does. Surprisingly, how long to beat only has that like 4.5 hours. So for just a main story playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that is also minimal deaths.
Yeah.
Like I could imagine for like an average playthrough, it's probably sitting more around the 7 or 8 hour mark.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still a pretty decently sized game.
There's 9 main stages, and then
okay, yeah. So I'm a little over
boss stages.
Yeah,
final boss stages.
Yeah, so I'm about halfway through then at level 5. I am on level 6. So
is that Jade Creek or is that
the one after? The one after.
Okay,
Jade
Trap
Creek.
Hideout.
Yep.
Yeah. So then there's Thermal Base, Pangu Lagoon.
No. I'm on Thermal Base. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's Pangu Lagoon, Battle Glacier, and then 4 final Dreadnought levels.
Okay.
Which I don't remember fully because I have only played it once.
Interesting. But yeah, this was another game. Like I said, I mean, it really surprised me. I really enjoyed the time with it. So I'm definitely gonna wrap this one up and actually finish playing through this game. And maybe there's a sequel that came out last year as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it until I was looking at the game on Steam for this episode, and reading some of the reviews, a lot of them were like really glowing and saying like this game fixes all the problems with the first game. So I'm kind of excited to buy that.
It looks really good. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just biased towards like classic brutality, but like what problems with this game?
Also, one of the things that kind of shocked me a little bit was Lilac is a dragon.
Yeah.
She looks a lot more like in her character illustrations, like, but in game, I don't know what she looks like in the game, but she doesn't look like a dragon. And I was like, wait,
she looks like a Sonic OC.
Yeah,
that's because that's what she is.
Yeah.
She was initially a hedgehog when they first designed the game as a Sonic the Hedgehog fan game.
Yeah.
Right.
And now she's a dragon.
Now she's a half dragon.
Because we said so.
Yep.
Okay, half dragon. Okay. That
it
makes it a
doesn't
little
say
bit more
what the other half is, which is
it
interesting.
does not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this game gets a thumbs up for me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Thumbs up here as well.
Yeah,
thumbs up for me too.
Yeah, I mean, if you like those old school 16-bit action platformers, like
I do,
give Freedom Planet a look. It's really good, and there's a sequel now. So if you like Freedom Planet, you have an even better, supposedly, according to other people, sequel to look forward to. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
It's always great when you see like indie games get follow-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
And our last game that we got today. Like I said, this isn't necessarily a me game so much as it's just like in the way that your 2 games were you games for sure. But this is just a game that I've been wanting to play for a long time because I keep hearing people rave about it. I'm like, this was what spawned the idea for this episode style as well. It's just, I wanted an excuse to play Hades and then talk about it. So the elevator pitch for Hades is it's Lucas's favorite genre buzzword. It's a roguelite, although they interchange they call it a roguelite. The stupid thing about that genre is like those 2 words are very close together, so they get unintentionally like
Flipped.
yeah. Yeah, like it is a rogue-lite. But it's a dungeon crawler game where you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, the Greek god of the underworld, and you're just trying to escape from the underworld because your dad's kind of a dick.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And the thing about the underworld is nobody's supposed to leave. So it's going to kill you. And then it's going to keep killing you because it wants to keep you there. But Zagreus, he wants to go. All of the other Greek gods up in Olympus are calling for him to come and join them, to come and hang out with the rest of his family because Hades is kind of a drag these days. So
I don't know why that's so funny. It sounds so weird.
So basically what the gameplay entails of is you do a series of runs, and every time you die, you go back to the House of Hades and stuff, and then you can go back and try again, and every single time you try, the level layouts are different, the enemy spawns are different, the power-ups that you get are different, so every single run that you do through the game is different, and that's kind of the thing that like lends a lot of replayability to a game like this because like it's just like we were talking before the podcast about how hard it is to just be like, all right, this is the last time, and then I gotta put this game down because you could have a really, really good run like I did. I got like really far earlier this afternoon, and then I died. Yep. And I was like, okay, one more. And then I died like 3 rooms in. I was like, well, that doesn't count. One more. Let's do it again. And it's just over and over and over. It's very, very fun and very addicting gameplay loop.
Yes.
And then there's also just, I love Zagreus. He's a great character. Like he's got that rebellious youth, just wants to go get out of here. His dad's a drag sort of thing to him. But like just the way that he interacts with all of the other characters is, I love the tone that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, this game looks really, really good.
It's a very, very good. Yeah. The art direction in this game is just top notch.
Yeah.
All of these gods, they're just so sexy. Why is everyone in this game so hot?
Yeah, whether it's like the 2D art profiles during like character interactions or like even just like the little 3D cell shaded models of the game just look fantastic.
And the way it's animated, it just feels so good when you hit all the enemies.
Yeah. Or like, even when you die and you get turned into a puddle of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you emerge in the pool of blood back in the House of Hades.
Yes.
Yep. You just kind of sarcastically remark, it's like, well, I guess I'm back.
It's really funny, too.
Yep.
I love that, like, every time you're getting ready to go into another run, he's always got a little remark. It's like, all right, again. It's like, bye everybody. And then it's like, well, I guess I'm back. And then there's Hypnos that's just kind of sitting there every time you die, and depending on how you die, he makes fun of you for the way that you died, and that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of, I was talking about The Messenger earlier. There's something similar in that where there's a little demon that follows you around and sort of saves you from death, even though, like, so every time you die, you respawn back at the last checkpoint and this demon starts to follow you around, but every time you die, he's like got a different sarcastic response related to how you die, sort of thing. So it's like if you like die by falling on spikes, he's like, well, have you tried not stepping on the spikes? Sort of thing. It's great. And Hypnos in Hades does sort of like a similar thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I personally kind of found Hypnos to be a little grating after a while.
The nice thing is you can just ignore him and walk right by.
Yeah,
But you see that exclamation point, and you're like, I wonder what he's got to say.
And like you get extra research in your codex when you do talk to him. So like, even though he's just kind of obnoxiously rubbing in your face the fact that you died and how you died, it's important research to talk to that pest, I guess.
Yeah, because he does kind of give you a little bit of a hint, especially with like bosses and stuff.
Yeah, I've directed most of my attention to Nyx, the goddess, and also Hypnos' mother.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, Nyx is the mother of Hypnos and Thanatos in Greek mythology. Who, like, probably heard at some point Sleep is the cousin of Death, but they're actually brothers. So, then again, given Greek mythology, they could be cousins just because of how some of those relationships work.
Another thing, just another little small touch that I like about the game is you can pet the dog.
Yep.
Yes.
Cerberus Cerberus is in the game, and he's your loyal hound.
He's there to be a good boy.
He is there to be a good boy. He's just, whenever you return to the House of Hades after dying, he's sitting there next to Hades' desk, just being a good boy, and you can only pet one of the heads.
Yep.
Because the other two don't like it.
Yep.
But the one that does like it is just like this really, really goofy boy.
Yep.
Cerberus is great. I love that. I love that good boy.
Yeah, Cerberus is there to just be a good boy. And apparently he very much misses you because he took out his frustrations on the cafe.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, what I really like about the game though is it's very, very well balanced, I think.
Yes.
Like a lot of times that you die, it's more on the player than it is on the game whenever the player dies and stuff. I mean, you will get runs where you just get completely hosed on all of your power-ups and stuff, but still, it's still possible to persevere if you're good enough at the game, which is really, really cool about it. And then you get those like really, really good runs where you just get this amazing combination of items and you plow through the game further than you've ever gone before. And then you get to a certain point and you're like, I am terrible. Why do I keep messing up? What is going on?
Like me when I get the luck of a Daedalus hammer and can get Cursed Slash and Centaur's Heart to upgrade my health and just live comfortably at 30 health for the rest of the dungeon. And then get to like Meg and die immediately.
Shut up, Meg. Yeah, she didn't take too kindly to me saying that the first 4 or 5 times.
Understandable.
She sends you back to daddy.
Yep.
Yeah, and I love that when you beat a boss, after you die, they're hanging out in Hades' house as well. So you can go talk to them, and they're all salty about being beaten by you. And then you go back in again, and then you see them again the next time through, and they're like, yeah, you're not going to get lucky this time.
So I take it that in order to really escape from the underworld, you kind of have to do all of this in one sitting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh. I was wondering about that. So, like, bosses don't stay defeated when you try it again?
They do not.
Oh, wow.
But, I mean, every time you face them, their attack patterns and stuff, none of that changes. So every time you face them, it's the same fight, just you have a different toolkit available to you depending on what you rolled in the rooms leading up to it.
Right.
And then, I mean, every time you go through the dungeons and stuff, you also get these, you collect darkness, I think it's what it's called.
Yep.
It's your currency that allows you to upgrade your stats independent of the stuff in the dungeon. So this is stuff that actually follows you throughout the entire game. It never goes away when you die. And one of the things that you can get to kind of make the game a little bit easier is the option to be revived once per run were you to die. And then you can upgrade that to different tiers to get more revives and stuff. But the game gives you, just through constantly going back in and going back in and going back in, it gives you the ability to kind of build up your stats to make each successive run easier.
Yep.
Yeah, it did feel like a classic game in that sense of like you have to do it all in one sitting or you restart at the beginning, but this it has that added benefit of like as you get better at the game, you're also given more tools to beat the game better.
Yeah. As weird as it sounds, it kind of reminds me of playing through Phantasy Star Online.
Okay.
Interesting. That's
Found.
from you. That's a good compliment.
Yes. So here's the thing with Phantasy Star Online is that like there's a set number of sort of maps that it will dump you into for each area. So it's, I guess, in a way, sort of, I'm cringing saying this, roguelike, in that your dungeon is guaranteed to never actually be the same dungeon you went through the last time. And then, of course, there's finding different items and different room layouts with different puzzles, potentially. So, like, unlike a proper roguelike or roguelite, it's a set number of different maps instead of procedurally generating them on the fly. And I mean, PSO is not really roguelike in that, well, in a way it kind of is, because especially in PSO version 1 on the Dreamcast, you drop all of your items at the time. So, like, it can be a roguelike, actually.
Yeah.
In newer versions of the game, you just drop the weapon that you have equipped. Regardless, though, like, you're still entering a dungeon that you don't necessarily know the layout of, and getting rewards at random for completing different rooms.
Yeah, there's something about that formula that I've really come to enjoy. I haven't played a lot of roguelite games like this, but I got into the demo for Elsie last summer, which is a game that's being published by the completionist Gerard, which is kind of like a Mega Man inspired roguelite type game, and I just got like really, really into it, where it's just every single time you go into it, it feels different, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And that and then like in that game, like everything down to like the weapons that you get are random. Like you start with the base pistol and stuff, but then throughout your run, you get a bunch of different random extra weapons that you can get. Whereas in Hades, you have a selection of weapons that you can unlock, but you pick them all before you go into the dungeon.
Yep.
And I really, really like the spear. That thing has been carrying me very far, very good. Like, and there's some really cool upgrades that you can get for it.
I'm boring and really like the default weapon, which is a sword.
I mean, the sword's good too, though.
Yeah. The shield's pretty nice too.
Yeah, I think we all agreed like the bow was really the only weapon that none of us really cared for.
Yeah. Honestly, the shield does what the bow does, but better, I personally think.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah. And after unlocking all of the starting weapons, I now have the claw to unlock, but I don't have enough keys to unlock it yet. So I'm trying to work towards that, because I'm really curious to see what that does.
Oh, that would explain why I haven't seen any more weapons pop up yet. It's because I haven't unlocked the shield yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna have to go do that, make that a priority. So it was like, there's all these different slots, but there's still just these 4 weapons. What's going on? How far do I have to get into this?
Yeah,
before they unlock.
You just have to unlock the weapons first.
Yeah. But also a really cool thing that this game does is just related to its story is that, like, even though from a gameplay perspective, you're not really progressing that far when you die, the story still progresses no matter how far into a run that you get, which is really kind of cool. Like, every single time you come back from a run, something in Hades' house has changed or updated. And then even sometimes when you traverse down into the next time you go in to do another run, when you first get there, something else might unlock or change. Like, you'll first like be presented by Poseidon. He'll give you your first call, which is a special attack that you get where you have a meter that charges at the bottom of the screen by doing damage to other enemies, and you can press the right trigger, and essentially you get this really powerful effect based on how much charge you have built up. And then just it varies based on which god gave you the enchantment.
Yep.
Like Poseidon, the one that you are introduced to that ability with, is like this charge where you get this like barrier up in front of you, and then you just like charge forward, and you can like direct it around to like basically like freight train mow down enemies and stuff with it. I really like the one from Aphrodite because it inflicts a status called Charm. And what that does is it basically turns them to your side temporarily, and it works on bosses. It's hilarious.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so if it's just a one-on-one type fight and you hit them with Charm, they'll just stop attacking you. But if there's another thing in the room and it's close by, they will attack that instead for a few seconds. And there are boss fights in the game where there are multiple enemies on screen. So like you can just make the boss fight other parts of the boss fight for you at times, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you get a chance to get the call from Aphrodite, it's worth playing around with. It's really funny.
Yeah. The goddess of making everyone horny for you.
And then Lucas, also there's Dionysus, the god of the party.
Yep.
He gives everyone hangovers.
The god of wine. Yeah. Hangover damage is great.
It is.
It's only just because it's called hangover damage.
Yeah. It's so good. Yeah, my last run that I got like really, the furthest I got so far, that run I had the charm call. I had hangover like my weapon attack, my regular weapon attacks inflict hangover damage. And then I had a range extension on my regular attacks with the spear. So it's like I could hit things from clear across the screen and inflict hangover damage on them without having to worry about anything. And then I had the shield dash from Athena, which is also really good because when you dash, it deflects any projectiles back toward enemies that come in contact with you while you're dashing. And I really like that one as well. Like I was starting to really build up a kit that I liked, and then I just got to this one boss fight and it just it took me out. The fun thing about this game is you just get back up and you just go again. But yeah, like of the three games that we've spoken of today, I mean, Hades is far and away the most well known of them all.
Yeah,
it's gotten many Game of the Year nods the year it came out. It's won some Game of the Year awards the year it came out. Like it's a very solid game, and if you are like us and you haven't played it before this episode, definitely give this game a shot. It's really fun and entertaining. It's very addicting.
Yep.
Far more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a great game to play in short bursts. Just
it is. Yep.
Like designs to it.
Yep. Like you can your runs are quick. Sometimes they're very quick. So it works really well on the Switch in particular, or the Steam Deck, where if you just want to pick it up and play a run or two and then put it down, it's perfect for that.
Yeah, and no pun intended. It's great to get loaded up on Dionysus.
Oh, the party god lives up to his name.
Yep.
Oh, You guys got any more last thoughts on Hades before we scoot on to our next segment?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, all three of these games, if they sounded like something that would appeal to you, definitely check them out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Indie games, I mean, in a world where AAA games are just taking longer than ever to make, and they are a lot of them are launching in incomplete states and just broken messes and stuff like that. Indie games have really, really come up over the last decade as a very, very good alternative to just strictly AAA gaming.
Yep.
And these three games
Indie.
are definitely great examples of what indie gaming has to offer. And I'm looking forward to doing our next episode like this again.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
I've really loved getting into indie games over the last few years, and I'm looking forward to playing more.
Yeah.
But
Now,
let's
why
move
did
on.
Cave Story take so long then?
Well, because we were doing that one game on it, so I waited until the episode to play it. All right. But anyway, let's move on to our next segment, our weekly Link to the Past. And this week's Link to the Past, releasing 30 years ago today, the date of recording. That is August 6th of 2023.
Younger than I am, but still as many years as I am.
Releasing on this day in 1993, the game Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. It's an old classic Squaresoft Super Nintendo RPG. And it's notable because it wasn't a turn-based RPG back then. It was an action RPG. Playable with not just one, not two, but up to 3 players could play simultaneously in this game. Not a lot of games did that in the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because
you would need a multi-tap for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't even know that the multi-tap was a thing that existed for the Super Nintendo until just a couple years ago, reading more about this game and realizing that it is, in fact, a 3-player Super Nintendo game.
See, I knew about the multi-tap for... how long ago was, like, the early 90s?
A decade.
Yeah.
It was just like last year, wasn't it? Right? That's just last year, 1993.
We're in the 2000s right now.
Yeah, it's 2003 right now, not 2023, right? Oh god.
I've actually known about the SNES multi-tap for quite a few years because I had the issue of Nintendo Power from, I think, when my dad was subscribed. Or something like that. But I have the issue that has just a dedicated article as the cover article of just going over a bunch of SNES accessories, and the multi-tap was one of them.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was one of the things that kind of was almost a precursor in a way to the Nintendo 64. Like, even on the Super Nintendo, like, you could tell Nintendo was looking for a way to expand the amount of players that could play at once.
Yep.
Secret of Mana did get a full remake release back in 2018 for modern platforms, but apparently it isn't good.
Huh.
There were some issues with it, that some design decisions that kind of held it back from being really good. Like, the art direction and stuff was phenomenal, but just like the overall direction of the gameplay kind of held it back. So still, the original is still the better version to play if you were to play it today. Which the original version is available in a port. They did a collection of the entire Mana series 1, 2, and 3 for the Switch. You can get those I think it's called Collection of Mana. It includes
That
the
sounds
first.
about right.
It includes the first game, which was actually initially released as the game Final Fantasy Adventure in the United States.
Yep.
On the Game Boy.
Huh.
Interestingly enough, it was all in Europe. It was localized as Mystic Quest. I'll give you one guess why it wasn't localized as Mystic Quest in the United States.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
But
Which
yeah,
is also a good game, but not a Final Fantasy game, really.
Yeah. But so yeah, Secret of Mana was the second game in that series. In Japan, it was known as Seiken Densetsu.
Yep.
And the Collection of Mana includes both Seiken Densetsu 1, 2, and 3. So that is Final Fantasy Adventure if you are used to the North American localization, Secret of Mana, and the third game, Trials of Mana. And that collection, I think, was the first time Trials of Mana had been released outside of Japan. Trials of Mana also got a similar remake to the similar to Secret of Mana, but I think they actually did a good job on the Trials of Mana remake because I haven't heard anyone say that one's bad.
And fun fact, if you're a fan of Super Mario World ROM hacks, there is a ROM hack called either Brutal Mario or Super Kitiku Mario that features a bunch of bosses from Secret of Mana 3 ported into Super Mario World.
That's
weird. That's how I learned about the game.
Huh. Interesting.
There's a few Chrono Trigger bosses in there too, actually.
Nice. Anyway, happy birthday, Secret of Mana. You are now in the 30 and above club, like me and Lucas.
Because Neil is a small child.
Gray hairs and back pain. Here we go.
And since I'm a parent, I experience it at about double the rate Colin does.
Yeah. Anyway, that is going to bring us to the end of episode 32. So, Lucas, where can they find you outside the podcast?
You can find me in the trees.
In the tree.
And by that I mean you can find me at linktr.ee/karn_evil_999. And that'll give you access to my link tree, which will give you access to, let's see if I remember everything, my Twitter, the YouTube channel that I run for the podcast. It's Carnival9-That One Gaming Podcast. I make playthroughs of all of the games we feature on That One Game, our recurring series featuring games that we think are cool. You should totally check those out if you don't want to play those games for some reason. I mean, not every game is for everyone, so fair enough. And also, add me on Steam if you like getting 3D Mark notifications. That's pretty fun. I know Griffin, our friend from of the podcast, definitely is not annoyed by that all the time.
Did you accept my friend request, by the way, Lucas?
Of course I did.
Okay, cool. I haven't seen the 3D Mark notifications just yet.
Don't. Neil, where can we find you outside the podcast?
Yep. Cut me off before I decide to install a different graphics card and
you can also find me, Simon in the Trees, where I have links to everything I do, including stuff for That One Gaming Podcast, since I'm the main guy that does the videos for these videos, the visuals for these videos when they come to YouTube. And also I have links to my personal stuff, such as my Twitch streaming, which I do every Monday at the very least, because that's Minecraft Monday. And that starts at 6:30 or 7 EST, and is on my Rome server, which I mentioned earlier in the episode. So there's a bunch of us friends that all play and have a good time, so come check it out. Also, way down at the bottom of my link tree, I've got a link to my main YouTube channel, which has been dead for over 4 years at this point. So I mean, you can subscribe if you want. There might be content soon, but I'm done promising that I'm going to come back to it.
Yeah, same with mine.
Oh, your old one, right?
Yep, good old name redacted.
As for me, I'm still not in the trees because I am grumpy old man yelling at clouds. But if you are watching / listening to this episode on YouTube, you're already in the right place. That's youtube.com/delicious morsels. And I am also on Twitter /X at delicious morsel. And also my music profiles, where you can find the music from That One Game episodes, can be found on Spotify and Apple Music and wherever else you get your music, but those two are linked down below in the description. If you liked what you heard here on this episode, please be sure to hit the subscribe button where that's an option. Leave us a positive review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because I hear they like that stuff. I like that too. Hit the like button if that's a thing, and feel free to share this episode with a friend. We're going to be back in a couple weeks with another episode, but until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember,
Play for the cows.
Stay for the bears.